Hey guys, J6.4 again. This video, we're going to introduce you to another EA, another robot that we're adding to our small account portfolio. This is the Quantum Emperor. Now, I did utilize this some time ago. It was probably a couple of years. I wasn't too impressed, but at the same time, I really didn't give it a fair chance. So what I did is I went back tested it again over a couple of different platforms, different data sets, and of course, different set files. I think I found one that I'm going to utilize, and I'm going to show you some of the differences that I'm doing from what's suggested from the developer themselves. So on this one, this is the Quantum Emperor. We're going to show you our back test and how we're going to utilize it with real money. This back test shows, this is hypothetical, remember that, from $200 to $40,000 in 60 months. So we're going to, again, share our strategy back test, and then we're going to go into what we're doing with the real money, and you can track us once a week here or almost daily on our Patreon group. And we do have a free Patreon group. Before we get into it, notice this again, guys. I've got to say this over and over because there's always someone to screw up a good thing by thinking that we're financial advisors or we're giving financial advice. We're not. We're just researchers. You can see this. Opkee Investors, Trade Automation Research and Development. Now, on our Patreon group, if you wish to join us in some of these tests, you're more than welcome to do so through our trade copy programs that we offer people when it comes to our best performing EAs and robots. Let's talk about this one. This is our small account growth journey. That's what this channel is all about, and that's primarily what we do. Why small accounts? A small account, if we have a robot or an EA that works over a certain period of time through certain parameters, then and only then will we move that into our main accounts, which is anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 to start, and in some cases, even $10,000 reports. So this is a commercial robot. Commercial meaning you can go out there, you can buy it, you can get it from the store. We'll give you those details someplace down below. Or again, if you wish to copy it from us, save a few bucks during the testing stage, you can do that as well. So we're going to share with you we like to go, as most people know, 5 years back. Because in those 5 years, from 2020 to 2024, the end of 2024, 5 years, that encompasses a lot of turmoil, especially here in the U.S. and the U.S. markets. Even though this robot is about the Great British Pound, U.S., it still affected everything internationally. You know, COVID, all of that stuff. And then we're also going to see how would it perform this year, which is 2025, through some of the Trump effects, you know, some of the tariffs, some of the things that's going on, how he's moving, well, affecting, not moving the markets, but affecting the markets, whether it's good or bad, depending on what side of the equation you're on. So we're going to show you what does it look like with our $100 starting balance, $200 starting balance, and then this is recommended by the developer, which is $1,000. So that way it'll give us more breathing room, but at the same time, we deal with small accounts. A small account for us is anywhere between $100, sometimes $50, but $100 to $500. Once it goes over $500, when it comes to Forex, when it comes to our channel, we no longer consider that a small account. And again, conventional wisdom, anything, you know, $5,000 and below, everything's relative, is a small account. Sometimes $20,000 and below is a small account. I'm just giving you ours, and we should have a video somewhere that's explaining our rationale when it comes to this. Oh, and of course, the Trump effect, we're going to show you what the results would have been with $100 and with $200 as well. Highest risk settings. You remember we always talk about the $100 to $100, 100% all-in strategies. That's just saying, guys, we're going to put $100 into an account, real money, at the highest risk setting only if the back test shows that, only if it shows that it's successful. That's the only reason. That means no human intervention. I don't care about news. I don't care what's happening. Either we're going to lose that $100, but on the upside, we've seen some of these EAs in back test environment is uh, growing to anywhere between what, $1,000 to $100,000 in a few months or a few years. Okay, so these are our growth milestones. Just as a reminder: $1,000, $1,000 to $10,000, $10,000 to $100,000. That is our best case scenario. Loving it. Guys, this is the Quantum Emperor. Of course, you can go to MQL5, that website, or you can just Google Quantum Emperor EA or Forex Robot and it'll pop right up. These are just some of the notable things that I just wanted to bring up before I show you our backtest results and how we're going to utilize this thing. So you can see what the price is. Just say $1,000 is the price for this. The minimum, these are the recommendations. The only pair is the pound US, hour time frame, minimum deposit $100. Now, why? I'm sorry, $1,000. Why are we going with less? Because this is totally the only purpose for our initial test, real money test, is to see how it acts within the real market. And if our back test shows that it will handle the volatility okay, we'll just keep it in there because we're not really shocked when we see a 50% drawdown. Most people, they can't handle that. So when it says for high risk, um, it recommends $100. I'm sorry, $1,000. We're going to just back test it to see if it qualifies within our $100 to $500 range. So that's what we did. So we're going against what the minimum recommendation is, full transparency with the back testing and also with our real money. We don't use these brokers, of course, because we're here in the United States, so we have to use the ones that have been working for us. We're testing this one on CoinEx or PlexiTrade. One of those two are the ones that we test, and we're trading for offshore brokers. And the leverage, we have no problem with that. It's going to be 1 to 500 to 1 to 1,000, depending on which ones we're dealing with. And they are hedge accounts. So that's pretty much it. We like the trade protected with 250 pip stop loss, but at the same time, they say it's not dangerous, but it's still dangerous because it has that little martingale to it and grid trading to it. So you'll see 5 or 6 trades in a row that it's going to lose. So therefore, you have to give it enough time to breathe and have the amount of money in there that you're willing to lose, So let's take a look at our back test. First one is right in our sweet spot. So we're looking at, what is this? This is the pound. You see the 1 hour, and it is, 60 months, 5 years, 2020 to 2024, end of that. So again, we're testing 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and all of 2024, the end of 2024. So here we go, guys. We have our initial deposit is $200. That will probably, excuse me, be the minimum that we start with, unless we start with 100 and then just re-up another 100 in our testing. The net profit, 40,863. Come on. That's a great return. That's income, basically, if you think about it. So it's going to show the drawdowns. Those are the other things you guys know I always take a look at. So 42% showed a 42% dip right here. And look at this, 67%. That's why they want you to put more money in so you can have a little bit more of a cushion. But if I know what to expect, I'm good with that. So in other words, someplace, if this affected my $100, what do I have, like $33? It'll go down to $33 before it recovers. Remember, one of the big things that we're always looking for is what is the recovery and the recovery period. Remember, so this is really, really high risk. If we went this route, we have to make sure that we expect to lose the entire $200. All right. This one, what if we would have taken that $200 and we started at the beginning of this year, 2025, and all the things that happened, with the tariffs and the uncertainty and things of that nature. Let's take a look at that. This started January, so we put in what, $200, and our net profit is $88, which is still fantastic. And as a matter of fact, it was up a lot higher than that, and then it came all the way down because you see all that volatility there. This is called an equity curve, folks. This is our $200. Then it went all the way up to what? Almost $500, if not $500. Then it started breaking down with some of the news items that that more likely happened this year, being tariffs and things of that nature. When you see this, guys, this basically means this is the equity. This is the amount of money. If I were to close the trades at this particular time, this would be the amount of money that it would be in it. This is the balance. This is the balance. So in other words, if my statement shows $100, but my equity shows $50, if I close those trades, I would only get the equity. So that would be $50. So this is a fallacy right here until it comes back up. As you can see, had some losing trades, and now it's on the way back up in July. So it went from $200 to $281. It was a high at almost $500, and that's these 7 months that we're in right now. So I'm still liking it for a high risk trade. Already and always going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. Now, this is where you'll see people saying it's a big, big scam, because what if I would have started this in, let's see, this is 2020 again. This is our 5 years, but I only put $100 in there. Almost immediately, the account went to zero. See this equity curve? It went up to 116 and then plummeted down because it didn't really have enough room to really grow. So that just shows you, like, some people, if they're not doing their strategy test, they'll put $100 into something and they're not prepared with the drawdowns or the total wipeout of their particular accounts. So guys, it's important to know before you judge, you've got to strategy test this thing like crazy. Now, am I going to trade with $100? Yes, but I have enough sense to know if there's a loss, I may re-up. Re-up simply means that if it goes down to $50, I may put another $50 in there, up to another $100 in there. That's all. That's it. So when we do that in our Patreon group, you'll know if we're just re-upping or not, because we know it is highly, highly risky and have a high probability of losing everything with this particular one, because they suggested that we start with what? $1,000. Let's see what the $100 would look like. I'm telling you guys, we test everything. If we put the $100 in there, and you saw what happened if I put the $100 in there in 2020, at the beginning of 2020, wiped out in 15 days. But if I would have put $100 in there at the beginning of this year, this is 2025, all the way to, as you guys can see right there, July. And look at this. That $100 investment or account balance actually survived all of the Trump tariffs and the weird things that may have happened this year. It still came up with an $86 gross profit. Well, I'm sorry, net profit, $86 net profit. So 80% return even in a highly volatile period. So the thing about systems, guys, is going to just work or not work in most markets. And the market is still cyclical. Sometimes some things are going to happen in the market that have never happened before. These type of tariff things this year have never happened before, but yet the system still worked. So we've got to trust the system to a certain degree. If I trust the system and the system doesn't work, again, my biggest risk is my $100 plus whatever expenses I use to make the trades, of course, but it's the $100. And then if it does work, I'll have a little bit more knowledge on how to move that money over into what I call my main accounts. So that's it, guys. If you want a few details, if you like to trade copy some of the things that we're offering and go a little bit deeper into it, you're more than welcome to join our free Patreon. And other than that, go out there and make some real money. Oh yeah, guys, we're about to fund this account. It should be within the next couple of weeks, and we'll be giving daily updates as well. If it trades a particular day, we're going to report that trade for the particular day. So you can always find most information on this YouTube page, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, go out there and make some real money. See you next time.